Sean Sewell of Gamer.com, my dogs Riley and Chloe, my friend Ryan Humphreys, are up here in the mountains testing out the brand new Decathlon Quechua 2-second easy tent. So we've had the last 3 summers we've been testing out Decathlon's 2-second tent, which is just kind of a fun name. It's not really 2 seconds, but it is very, very fast. So you can reference back for the current one that's available. But as we're here in June of 2021, here's the new and improved and lighter weight version of that same tent. So the 2-second tent, the demographic I think they're shooting for is families, people going to festivals, because that's a thing now, and anybody who wants a really quick setup tent. And I'm going to show you how it sets up here in 1 second. I really appreciated the older versions of the tent because they popped up really fast, as does this one. They had great construction and there's no tent pole. So I'll explain all that here in a second. The differences I can see is this one is 9 pounds 9 ounces, which is 4.35 kilograms. The older version is 10 pounds 12 ounces. So you're saving quite a bit of weight. It's 1 pound and 3 ounces for the same basic tent. It retains the same height of 43 inches. It retains the same width of 57 and the same length as 80 inches. So now that we know that it has all the same things you loved about the previous one, just a little bit over 1 pound lighter, let's get into it. All right, so from packaging to setup, done this way. I'm like not 2-person, just doing 1-person setup. So you can feel free to time me. It is super simple. Now notice there's just a tent and you'll hear the stakes. There's no poles. The poles are built into this tent. That's right. Plastic fiberglass poles. Here's the bathtub floor. It's 5,000 millimeters. So it's really robust and thick. You do not need to get a footprint, okay? You can put this directly in the mud, light snow, like you probably see around us, we have snow, or even water. What I'm looking for is there's 2 of these. And it's super simple. Red, you pull. So I'm gonna pull, boom, I'm halfway done with the setup. I think you see where this is going. Found the second one, I simply pull. And now I have a tent, a freestanding tent. When I say freestanding, it means it is free standing. Some tents, when you set them up, you have to stake them out first, put the poles in, and then you hope that the wind is oriented the way to your best benefit. But the freestanding tent, you can set up here. I don't want it here, I want to move it over here. I want to rotate it. Whatever you want to do. It's a freestanding tent. So obviously the next steps would be to stake it out. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just going to show you some of the features, how easy it is to set up right there. Like I mentioned, we have 43 inches high, so that's high enough for a person myself, 6'1", to sit up in the tent. 57 inches wide, which is wide enough for a 2-person sleeping pad. 80 inches long. It's a little bit short for a person my size. So if you're a little bit shorter, you'll definitely benefit, especially if you have a sleeping pad that is only 2 inches. So if I were to use my 3-inch plus sleeping pad, I would be touching either the foot and or the head, just for reference. But if you have kids in here or you're not 6 foot tall, you're gonna be totally fine to go. The materials are really robust. I mean, it's 9 pounds and some ounces, not a lightweight tent, but what you're getting is robust materials with a 3,000 millimeter waterproofing, which is good enough for anything you're going to encounter wherever you're camping. The floor, like I showed you, that's really tough, almost like a tarp basically, 5,000 millimeters. So again, you don't need to get a footprint. Save your money, save your space. And then the poles, like I mentioned, there's no poles to put together, which saves you quite a bit of time. Instead, there's a really cool skeleton in here of fiberglass, plastic, composite poles, and they're on these hinges. It's really cool. I'll try and put a picture below in the video of the skeleton, and it just compresses like you saw, and then it expands using these guys right here. So when I go to break it down, I simply press that guy in and I'm halfway done. But we're gonna show you how this tent really works. So ventilation, you get high vents right here on both sides, so they're mesh vents, and that's how you get the air out. I also would vent at the bottom part, so you get a high-low chimney effect, and you do get 2 zippers. And I'll show you that here in a moment. So this zipper is red. There is a black zipper right here, so you could totally vent right here or vent up here. So you have this for ventilation, and then I believe, yeah, right back here. So you have high vent, you have low vent. It does a pretty dang good job of ventilation. So you can see right here, lots of good ventilation. The tent is nice enough, and actually you can kind of see the exoskeleton right there as well. So you don't have to worry about getting wet walls and stuff. It does breathe very well. And also, as we look here, you'll see how high the bathtub floor goes. It goes up really, really high. So the bottom is like right here. So if you are in a rainy environment, you're not gonna get a lot of splash up into the tent. And I'll open the door here in a second and show you what I'm talking about. Again, if you stake it out, it'll retain its shape a little bit better. Let's go into the tent. All right, so I'm gonna unzip right here and I'll show you. Now, there's a couple of things that really stand out to me that's impressive. One, the bathtub floor is higher than some tents we test. And this right here, this panel right here is amazing. So again, we test a lot of tents like Hilleberg, Fjallraven, Black Diamond, like really high-end tents. And a lot of the 3.5 or 4 season tents will have this kind of nylon or breathable material that goes up higher. That way rain and debris doesn't get into your tent. So they include that for you on this entry-level tent, which is fantastic. The price is like $199. A lot of tents we test are 2 or 3 or 4 times more expensive. So that's a cool feature. And then another feature that'll really benefit a lot of people, especially if you want to sleep in, is the fresh black material. Blocks out 99% of the sun. So if you like to sleep in, like the sun comes up here about 5:30 right now in June in Colorado, say you want to sleep in until 8 or 9, this is your tent. You got kiddos, or say you're at a festival, this would be an ideal festival tent because you're up all night having a good time, you want to sleep in, that fresh black material will block out the sun. And again, it's a super simple design, so it will withstand 30-mile-an-hour winds as well. Last night it got pretty flippin' windy, so obviously if you're going to be in the wind, you would guy it out. It does come out with guy lines. You're just looking for these nice bright red loops. Just guy out your tent, especially if you're in wind. And that does come with stakes, so look for the red stake loops. Stake it out and you're good to go. But for $200 or less, a 2-person tent that is super simple to put up and also super simple to put down, like boom, boom, and then that's it, right? Super, super simple. And then you put it in the bag. It's ridiculously simple to use. So $199, 2-person tent, don't even buy a footprint, sets up, takes down what, 15 seconds, give or take, with no practice whatsoever. No need for poles. Stakes come as well. Everything you need, $199. Decathlon's a great company. We've done reviews on the 2-second tents for the last 2 summers, so you can see those as well. We've done reviews on their hiking equipment, fitness equipment. We did a spin bike review with them. They offer really good products at a very fair price. They're out of France. 5-year warranty, yeah. 5-year warranty on this tent. So feel free to let the kids abuse this tent, right? Let them play with it in the backyard. 5-year warranty, durable materials, very fair price point. So Sean Sewell with Gimme.com. Hope you found this helpful. Till next time, take care.